In my last video, I show you how to use the new table feature to create multiple dependent dropdown on multiple rows. And table feature solve two of our main problem. For example, if we insert a row in between, our dependent dropdown will still work fine. And even if I delete the row in between, everything will still work fine. But we are facing one more challenge, and for example, if I right click and duplicate this tab, and now if I change Asia to let's say North America, it will still show me the same country. So how we can update our logic so that we can easily duplicate our tab and drop down will still work. I will show you everything in this video to create multiple dependent drop down or multiple tab. Consider I have the blank datasheet and I have another tab on which I have all of the drop-down lists containing country and city. I will click on sheet 1, click on insert, and we need to insert table. I will click on blank table and simply insert. In this case, I only need 3 columns, so you can simply delete like this, right click and delete. Another way, you can click on this button and here you can see delete table column. Now I will simply rename this column. Now I will click on this button again and here you can see edit column type. I will simply click on drop down. For the criteria, I will click on this drop down again, drop down from a range. Select data range, click here, go to drop down table. Click on A to drag the mouse down and simply remove the end reference, hit OK and done. Now if I go to sheet 1, my first drop down is ready. Now we need to create second level drop down based on my selected content. But first we need to create a helper formula. I will click on E2 cell and simply type equal filter. Open parenthesis, click on drop down. For the range, I will select entire column B, hit comma. And for the condition 1, I will select entire column A. Whenever this is equal to, click on sheet 1 again, select A2 cell, close parenthesis and simply hit enter. Now this will filter out all of the matching country based on selected content. The next thing, we need to apply unique function just to make our list shorter. Open parenthesis and simply close parenthesis. Now I will transpose this range, so I will simply type transpose function. You can use to-row function as well. Open parenthesis and close parenthesis, hit enter. The next thing, if I drag this formula down, it will filter out all of the matching country. But I don't want to drag and drop every time I have more data set in future. So in this case, I will remove all of the formula. Click on my ectocell formula E2. After equal sign, simply type space, lift arrow key, and now simply type by row function, open parenthesis. For the array, I will click on A to drag the mouse down and simply remove the end reference, hit comma. Next, we need to define lambda, open parenthesis. What is the name? In this case, I will assign, let's say x, hit comma. And now this whole formula is my formula expression, but instead of A2, I will write x. And what is x? All of the column A. And this function now loop through row by row, apply the filter function, then unique and transpose and give us the result. Now if I simply close parenthesis for lambda and by row function, hit enter, everything dynamically update. The next thing, we need to plan and leave enough empty column to the right side so that in future a second level drop down option expand. So for this, I will assume 20 option are the max. I will click on E2 column and simply select the 20 column on the right side. And for indication purpose, I will simply change the color to, let's say, light yellow color. Now I will go to my table again and I will click on country column, edit column type. I will click drop down. For the criteria, I will choose drop down from a range, select data range, click here, and now I will simply click on E2, drag the mouse and select all of the yellow cell. Now before hitting OK, there are two important things. The first thing, I don't want to assign sheet name, so I will simply remove the name of sheet and I will only leave the reference. The next thing, I will simply type equal sign. If you did not do this step, your dependent dropdown will not work. Simply hit OK and done. And now if I go to my country dropdown, everything will work fine. The next thing, we need to hide this yellow column and we need to build formula for third level drop down. Simply right click and hide column. But we need to insert some column on the right side. Simply right click on column, insert column to the right side, hit F4 key and this will automatically insert column. Actually F4 key will perform the last action. Now I will scroll back to left side and I will click on Y2 and simply apply filter function again. Open parenthesis, what is the range? I will click on drop down table, select entire city column, hit comma, whenever the country equal to, click on sheet 1 and simply click on B2 cell, close parenthesis. Now I will also apply unique function, open parenthesis and simply close parenthesis. I will apply transpose function now. Open parenthesis and close parenthesis. The next thing, we need to apply by row function. Open parenthesis, what is the range? I will click on B2, drag the mouse down and simply remove the end reference, hit comma, type lambda. Open parenthesis, in this case I will assign the name, let's say Y. You can write any name and this whole function is my formula expression, but instead of B2 I will simply write Y. And now close parenthesis for lambda and by row, hit enter. Now I will click on my city column and edit column type drop down. For the criteria, I will click drop down from a range, select data range, click here. In this case, I will click on Y2, drag the mouse to the right side until the end of column. And now you need to do the same two things. Remove the sheet reference and simply type equal sign, hit OK and done. If I click on drop down, it's showing me the correct city. Now I don't need this column to view. I will click on column D and simply select all of the column and just hide those column and it will clean our sheet to look. The next thing, if I right click and duplicate this sheet, for example, I will simply rename the sheet, let's say sheet 2, and if I simply delete all of the selected data, and now if I select, let's say North America, it will only show me the country related to North America and city as well. If I select Asia, it always show me the correct country as well as the correct city. So this is how we need to create dependent drop down on multiple shape. Now you can easily duplicate this copy and everything will work fine. And even if you insert a column in between the data sheet, everything will still work fine. Now if I select, let's say Africa, it will only show me the country related to Africa based on our drop down and also show the same city. So this is all about how we can create dependent drop down on multiple tab. I hope you like the video and learned something useful. I will share this template with you. If you have any specific question or facing a problem, just write me a comment and I will help you. Thank you so much.